I've been communicating with a young lady named Selena in the Northeast, and she asked me, Coach, how do I text my ex without looking desperate? And this is such a beautiful question that I know so many people struggle with. Of course, the key is to not be desperate at the time that you reach out to your significant other. It's very difficult actually to fake it till you make it. And remember that it's not just about this initial text. The hope is that they're going to respond or that you're going to rebuild that communication platform, and you're going to need to continue to engage with your significant other in an attractive, uplifting way. So don't focus just on this first message. Focus on actually truly bringing something new to the table. And it goes back to this notion of focusing more on the communication strategy than on the personal transformation, personal growth element of the process of breakup recovery. Remember, yes, you need to talk to your ex and you need to attract them again and you need to be able to engage. And a lot of times that's what we're most excited about. But you also need to truly change, to grow, to understand what went wrong, to offer new things in order to not just attract them, but also to nurture healthy love moving forward. And in order to text your ex without looking desperate, you must first address that component of it. Otherwise, you're going to come off as desperate and clingy, even if you copy paste, what a message that you've seen online or on the internet somewhere. So it's not so much the words, it's the spirit behind the words. It's actually having done the work. And when you do so, you can reach out authentically and confidently in a way that will not push them away. And even if they're not ready to engage with you, even if you've made a lot of mistakes, it's okay. You can still kind of test the waters, reach out and let them know, it's been a while. I wanted to know how you've been. Even though that may sound very simple and straightforward, in some cases, that's okay. And when someone that I work with comes up with that type of outreach, if I feel like indeed they are in the right mindset, I encourage them to send it out. You don't have to be super creative and come up with something that, will completely blow them out of the water. It's okay. A short, straightforward text can be a good way to rebuild dialogue and communication if the work has been done. All I want is to establish a platform to showcase that change and that growth very naturally, very organically. And most of the time, that change is showcased by the fact that you are no longer clingy. You're now in control of your emotions. You're not talking about us and getting back together and the relationship. You're just able to engage with this person in the present moment, keeping things light, keeping things positive and fun. The more you're able to do that, the more you're going to surprise your significant other. Because the overwhelming majority of people who ask this question have already made the mistake of looking desperate and needy and clingy. And so they want to break the cycle. And we break the cycle by keeping things simple and by not freaking out if they don't reach out. Ultimately, we want to prove to this person that you can be happy regardless of whether they're in your life or not. And the more we actually take steps towards rebuilding ourselves, the easier that becomes, because you are now a living, breathing proof of your change, and you don't need to necessarily seek their validation or try to surprise them by reaching out and saying something crazy. But the more you start to actually grow and take and transform, the more you start to see organic opportunities to reach out and ways to reach out in a way in a way that won't be triggering for them, because you've understood and you've detached and you've accepted certain things. So it becomes a lot more natural. And in my coaching sessions, I very rarely tell people, this is the message that you need to write. Some people want that. And I do that. But I know that that's just an intermediary step. The end goal is for you to not need me. The end goal is for you to be able to feel confident and to reach out. And I'm helping you build that capacity, that muscle in some ways early on in this process, and that's totally okay, just like it was for this lovely individual that I've been working with in coaching sessions. So don't focus so much on the text and the words. Focus on overcoming the feelings of despair, of desperation, of extreme vulnerability, of sadness, and then the language will come. That has been my experience. If you're struggling with that, please let me know in the comment section. What is it? What is the fear? What are you afraid of? And together we can kind of work through this so that you can be in the right mindset to break no contact the right way. I hope this is helpful. Thank you for your trust, and can't wait to hear from you and to learn from your experience.